Hello, my name is Mike Pfaff, and this is my YouTube channel, Living in the Illusion. Now on our board here, before we start our new topic, this is our old topic that we talked about in the last video, and we'll have a little review and we'll move on to the next topic, which will be very exciting. This topic was remarkable. You see nothing but the past. You see nothing but the past. And we went through several steps here, and if you're new to this channel, and I'm going to mention these, you're going to say, well, that guy doesn't know what he's talking about. So you'll have to look at some of the other videos and look at this one, and I'll reference this one so that you can get an idea of the direction that this channel moves. There's a subtitle. There's nothing new under the sun, which is another way of saying everything is here right now and there's nothing missing. Now, the first thing we talked about is you can only live in the present moment. There's no way you can get out of it, and there's no way anything physical can leave it. So everything is right here in the present moment. And this is where we are right now. There is no past, and there is no future. All you have of the past are memories. That's the next one. You only have memories of the past, and those memories are your creation. They didn't come from what's outside of you. They came from your inside interpretation based upon your belief system and your past experiences with life that are now only memories. And of course you constructed them. You constructed them to fit your belief system. Your memories are not of the past. Your memories that you have, that you think tell you about what happened, events that happened, they don't. Your memories recall your unique interpretation of what happened. And so it's very subtle. Events happen, you interpret them, and you make a memory of them. And the memory is not the event. Your memories are stories. They're fictitious stories that you made up to fit your belief system. And so the present is the past, The past is the vantage point of which you see the present moment. You see the present moment through your perception lens of the past. So you don't see the present. You see an interpretation of the present based upon your past. But in the egoic world, you think, oh no, I'm seeing the present moment the way it is. That's what's happening right around me. That's not. What's happening around you from your vantage point is because of the past. Because why? You see nothing but the past. And so now it's time to move to another topic right now. And this is our subject for today. And I'll read it off my paper here. A powerful truth. What you believe determines what you see. What you believe determines what you see. Now, in this context, when we talk of seeing, which is a sense, we're actually talking about all your sensory inputs. So, what you're going to interpret out of all that sensory input is going to be determined by your beliefs. So beliefs determine outcome. Now, what is a belief? I'll put it up here, but this is what it says. A belief is an acceptance that a statement is true or that something exists. So that's what that's what it is. Now, so you're getting sensory input. Now, your senses don't know what the data is or what it means. Your senses just transmit information. Now, what happens to that information? It is reduced, all that information is reduced to electrical signals. And here is how that is done. And I want to put this up here. You see, a lot of times I say stuff and I have to back it up by some kind of an authority. So this authority that we're going to use happens to be Google search. So this is what it says about senses. Sensory input is primarily electrical signals as the various stimuli from the environment, like light, sound, pressure, chemistry, converted into electrical impulses by specialized receptor cells within the sensory organs, which then transmit these signals along nerves to the brain for processing. And so all of your senses cannot tell you anything. And the main reason, they don't know anything. Senses don't know. They're not designed to know. They're designed to transmit electrical signals. And that's all. But in the egoic world, we believe, oh no, senses tell me. My eyes tell me, my ears hear things, my touch, I touch. No, your senses don't do none of that stuff. Everything is an interpretation of the mind and the filtering system that determines what information will be used to develop that interpretation is determined by your beliefs in the belief system. Now, what are beliefs? How do you get beliefs? First of all, most of your beliefs are given to you by others. You accept them, usually at a very young age. And 90% or more of your belief system and your beliefs on a conscious level you will never, ever know. But yet, they determine, because of how the subconscious uses that information, they determine the outcome of your life. So let's look closely at a belief. In this little diagram here, two things are basically needed to create the belief and to hold it in place. And it is this: experience. You take in a certain amount of experience, which is input from your senses. You process that, and the body vibrates, and you have a feeling in the body. You see, a lot of people think that, well, emotions cause the body to respond and act the way it does. No. Emotions are the descriptors of how the body vibrates. So if you take in an experience, and inside, through how you process that information, you have a feeling in the body that, because of life experiences, you have determined is negative, is sad, is disappointing, is debilitating, is whatever you want to believe is causing it. This is what you're going to have describe the feeling as. Now, you can also have an experience that is a negative, that's wonderful, that is positive, that is strengthening, that is enhancing your life. Those won't give you any trouble. The ones that you remember are the negative ones. Why? They indicate survival. So all of your negative memories, all of your negative responses in the body are going to be remembered and acted upon much stronger than the positive ones. So if you have a negative experience, as you interpret it, you have an experience and you have a negative feeling in the body, you're on the way to develop a belief around this experience. Now, this is slow. One negative experience is not going to cause a belief in your belief system. So you have to have it over and over and over. And as an example, as a very young child, you have one of your parents tell you, you're dumber than a box of rocks. One time you think, isn't that cute how he said that? But if he says it over and over and over and over to a small child, they begin to believe it. And they'll have a certain feeling in the body every time they see that parent talks, or in the context of what he's saying, you're going to get this. And pretty soon, you have a belief you're not smart. Now, it could be a positive thing, like a grandmother, a little grandchild says, oh, that's my favorite grandchild. Oh, I just love her. She's a little slow, but she is so pretty. One time, no effect. You'll hear the positive part. Oh, she's pretty. But if he says it over and over, you're slow, you're slow, you're slow, you're slow, you develop a belief that you're slow. Now, if this happens when you're 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 7, you're not going to remember where you got the belief. It will be inside of you, inside of your belief system. And so now, what you believe, what your belief system determines a filter through which you're going to see and experience your world. The same thing happens with PTSD, except usually that's a trauma. That's quick. That sets this pretty quickly. And it does the same thing. If an experience comes up, like a lot of guys that I worked with, particularly in substance abuse, one of the things they always kept coming up with and talking about parent, because when the child is young, the parent is the closest thing to God they know. So when God tells them, you're slow, you're dumb, why can't you be like your brother? Why can't you be like your cousin? Why can't you be like somebody else that I like? Is the interpretation. I don't like you because you're not good enough. And in substance abuse, a lot of times they say it's the look. It's the look. Whose look? Usually fathers. Sometimes mothers, but usually fathers. Why? They're the head of the house. They're the top dog. So when the top dog tells you you're dumber than a bunch of rocks, well, you got to believe that. And you're going to respond because you believe it's true. Because you've heard it over and over and over and over. So now you have a strong belief in that. Now that's what we're doing. We're getting input, sensory input from the experience. Then we're processing it through our belief system, and we're developing a feeling in the body. Good or bad, that's how that works. And the more you experience this, the stronger will be the belief. And that's what I say, if it's a positive belief, how wonderful is that? If it's a negative belief, how is that going to, through your life, determine the outcome? Now, beliefs, as we have talked about before, are only your creations. You construct them. You construct them, again, around your belief system. So the belief, the memory, is not real. But how it affects the body is real indeed until you change it. And that's what we want to talk about as perception. Because perception is how you determine this. So let us look at perception and A Course in Miracles. So this is what the Course says. It says, perception seems to teach you what you see, yet it but witnesses to what you taught. It is the outward picture of a wish, a image that you want to be true. Oh, now this is a little esoteric and cryptic. So we're going to spend a little time looking at this and what the Course says step by step. And so let us look at the first step. And I'll put them up here so we can see them all together, along with the a little descriptor. Perception seems to teach what you see. Perception seems to inform you of what is happening outside of you. Your perception seems to inform you of what's happening outside of you. Now the next thing, yet it but witnesses what you taught. It but witnesses what you taught. It tells you what you already know, which is what you believe. So the witness is your belief system, because you believe that's true. And so it is witnessing, it is affirming what you already know about yourself. And the next, it is an outward picture of a wish, an image that you want to be true. Oh, this is a little strange. Why would you want it to be true if it's negative? Because of your belief. Your belief is what you want because it's true for you. Even though in this case it may be negative, it still is your belief, and that's how you form your internal reality. So even if it doesn't matter if it's right or wrong, good or bad. It matters if you believe it. And the whole thing is, you make up your beliefs too. Your beliefs are made up by memories, and you create your memories, and you can change them. Oh no, the memory is what happened. No, the memory is not what happened. In the egoic world, you believe, oh, the memory, I recall what happened. No, you don't. When you recall a memory, you are recalling your interpretation based upon your beliefs of what you think happened but never did. Doesn't matter. I've said this before in other things. The truth is not important. But what you believe is true, now, that's important. And if you believe you're dumber than a box of rocks, and you have experience or friends or colleagues that appreciate you and let you know that you're a wise person, a smart person, someone they want to be with, you'll disown it. You'll disown what they say. And in the back of your mind, you'll say, well, if they really knew who I am, they wouldn't say that, because I am what I believe about myself, and what you believe about yourself is a construction that you have made, and you can change it. You see, I had something else on here. The conclusion. There is a little conclusion to this very simple diagram. The conclusion. Your perceptions of your world are determined by your beliefs. But here is the kicker. You have no idea consciously what 90% of your beliefs are. Therefore, you will believe what you perceive is your reality. And of course, perception is not reality. But you will believe it is, until you recognize you're in an illusion, and recognize you can change, and recognize There are techniques to support you in change. So you probably never thought about that. You say, I've had people say that. They say, oh, how can I change who I am? How can you change who you really are? Who you really are is a construction that you made based upon information that you got from other people at a very young age. And it's time for you to heal and see your life differently. Oh, there's much to talk about here in the illusion. Now there's something there. I talk to people about, I say illusion. They think, oh, wow, you mean there's nothing there? Of course there's something there. But it's an illusion. What you're seeing, what you are seeing determined by your belief system is not what's there. It's an illusion. An illusionist. Now we did some videos on that, illusionists and magicians, how they change, how they distract you, how they cause you to see things differently than what they are. As you heal yourself, you begin to change your understanding of your world. The illusion begins to weaken and then floats away like a morning mist, and you can begin to be who you were designed to be. And won't that be fun? Be good to yourself, and we'll see you next time, right here in the illusion. Bye now.
E ka moana nui kai honu E lana mahi e ko mau ale E ka makani nui I kai ka E pā ae ae mali e oe E pā ae ae mali e oe E ni